wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the Eigenharp community, about the adoption of the initial users, how people are responding to the Pico and the release of the alpha in the beginning of the year?
Well, I think it's great actually. We have a really good community of people, very active, lots and lots of ideas. Some of which are really, really interesting, so some of which we've been implementing. Very helpful to us as a company. People are contributing a great deal in terms of their expertise. And the really, really good thing that we're seeing now is we're seeing some of the longer-term users are helping out the new guys, which is really, really helpful. You know, some of the questions that we were answering in customer support endless times when we first started out now, you know, they're getting answered by yourselves, you know, and that's fantastic.
Cool. So, I had a lot of people asking me about, you know, the dreaded Windows support.
Okay, so, well, Windows, apparently there's likely to be a very early alpha release going to a very small group of people who volunteered to be slightly insane testers, rather than completely insane testers, but slightly insane testers, and that should be happening at the end of this week, if we're lucky. Jim and Joe, who are both primary developers, technical director and the main man, both on holiday for 2 weeks after that, so if we don't make Friday, then it's going to be in 3 weeks' time. But we're hoping to get the alpha release out then of the Windows software. And that will probably stay at that stage for about 2 to 3 weeks while we get the really big bugs out. You know, we haven't really done much testing at all with it yet. It's building, it works, you know, makes noise, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll move into a beta program, which is going to involve quite a large group of people. And we have quite a lot of people signed up for that. I think 50 or 60 people have already signed up for beta programs. So, and then we'll have it in beta, I would think, probably around about a month. So.
Awesome, sounds good.
Yeah.
Can you also give the laydown on the open sourcing of the software? Because I can remember that a lot of details were posted on the internal user forum, but
yeah.
I get questions on Eigenzone from potential buyers that don't have access to those forums yet, and they would like to know where that's heading.
Okay, well the first thing I'd like to say about the forums, which is interesting, is that we're probably going to open those up largely to public view shortly, and we're making some technology changes to make that possible, so I think that'll make people happy. There's a lot of content in there now, a lot of questions, a lot of answers, a lot of discussion about the future of the instrument, which is great. And on the open source front, we've now decided on the licensing model that we can use. We've got a couple of legal hoops to go through yet before that's possible, and a few things we've got to change internally, because we've got to restructure the software to allow for certain components of it not to be released. But we're going to be releasing the large body of it under the GNU Public License version 3, and that is, I keep saying it's going to be real soon now, which is never a good thing to say, but I think that's likely to now be July-ish. We've got agreement from Mark Shuttleworth from Ubuntu, which is really nice, that we can use the canonical contributor agreement now, which is what we're going to be using for people who want to contribute code to it. And as I say, it's quite exciting. I think it's going to come out. The only thing we're slightly leery about, and slightly careful about at the moment, is that we haven't really got the code in great shape for the public community. It's not documented. The APIs aren't documented at all. It's not heavily commented code, because good code really shouldn't need that, but obviously for developers it's a slightly different situation. So the initial release, I have to say, won't be the most developer-friendly release that you've ever seen, but I think the community, and we've got some quite talented developers in the community already, and I think they'll enjoy that.
So are you going to set up some tooling so that external developers can collaborate through issue trackers? Or,
yeah, well I think we've already got all that tooling internally, so what we'd really like to do is probably have some sort of sign-up process where people can sign up to have access. We use Track for bug tracking and feature ticket management, and unfortunately it's a modified version of Track, which does quite nice things for us in queues and stuff, but it's a little bit weird to make it public access. So we're probably going to have some kind of sign-up for developers to actually get access to that. And I think Jim is planning to put the main source code line into Git as a distribution model. We use Subversion at the moment for developers, but I think he's going to put that into Git. That's a lot easier for a distributed project to be managed.
Sounds very good. Now to jump to another subject, how's the collaboration going with other vendors and audio unit makers? Because I know people want to integrate the Eigenharp with their existing plugins.
They do. Basically, it's still at the stage of conversations. We don't have any hard things going on with that, and we certainly don't have anything I can talk about in public at the moment. Actually, I'm here at Music Messe now, and I'm literally this second about to go off and meet some people. So, and we're going to be networking a bit here to talk to people about further integration. Jim Chapman has actually developed a request for comments about an extension and a way of basically idiomatically using the MIDI API for AU and VST developers. That I think is going to be very interesting. It provides a much more gentle development path for people that currently write VSTs or audio units to make them more responsive to the information the Eigenharp produces without having to produce some radical new interface for their software. So, and there's a three-stage process to that. We'll be sharing our RFC with all the community probably in about a month's time.
Sounds good. And then one final question that I've had a lot of times asked also is about OSC support and then more specifically for Kima or being able to control other OSC devices with the rich information that comes out of Eigen-D and not having to go over a MIDI bridge or trying to extract that in audio unit parameters.
Absolutely. Well, there are two major prongs to that. The first is OSC support, which is it's not terribly complicated for us to do, but we don't actually have the development timeline at the moment. I think probably later this summer or in the autumn we're going to get to that. Right at the moment we're maxed out getting the Windows stuff developed and finished and stable, and also introducing the entirely new graphical environment. The new unstable release of Eigen-D, which I believe is out maybe today, maybe tomorrow, actually has a largely refactored interface. It now works in a different way, and it's ready for a richer graphical environment. And the workbench is in development, which is the power user tool for developing setups of Eigen-D. That's looking quite good, but it's still early days for that. That'll be this summer. And our stage software, which I can't tell you a very great deal about at the moment, but is very exciting, is also due for this summer. Once those things are under our belt, we've got them out there, then I think the OSC support is probably going to be the next in the queue.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks a lot for your time, John.
Okay.